This video right here is about the science of symbolism. We've been dealing with symbolism a lot. All symbolism is not bad, all symbolism is not good, but we need to understand what a symbol actually is scientifically, so that we can understand how they're being used by these satanic pedophiles. So with that being said, let's just jump right in. Symbol, okay, is a medium which denotes a process, function, or object. But symbol comes from the musical word symbol, which is spelled C-Y-M-B-A-L, which is a sound. Symbols produce sound. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about electromagnetics or electricity, a sound is just an electrical interval that carries intelligence. So just because you can't hear it doesn't mean it's not making a sound. Your entire nervous system is making a sound. You just can't hear it. So why is this important? Symbols hold frequencies, and they emit messages to you through the electrical signals that you digest through your retina, which are then filtered out through your pineal gland and your spine and your entire nervous system, and you either consciously or subconsciously digest this information. And the subconscious and conscious digestive process is only separated by if you know or can identify the meaning or the message or the information that is contained in the symbol or symbolism. So now, why is this important? These satanic weirdo pedophiles have been putting pedophilic symbols, aka pedophilic messages, aka silent sounds, okay? And before somebody starts to say, well, Pharoh, how can you speak silently, or, you know, how can a sound be silent? Have you ever heard of sign language? Okay then. So if you know what sign language is, then you know that symbols carry messages. Period. And if I'm speaking to you in sign language, just because you don't understand it does not mean I'm still not telling you to F off. So the point I'm trying to make is, these people have been subliminally trying to normalize their sexual deviant practices and their satanic beliefs to you since you were a kid. And everything you've ever watched, almost every toy you've ever played with, and almost every facet of society from Disney World to everything else has been trying to normalize pedophilia with you as the main entree inside your subconscious mind, outside of your innate level of awareness. And so when we understand science, then we understand intent, because people who do things don't just know how to do things and do it because they know how. There's a why in that how. So when we know how to do something, then we can question, why would somebody do it? For example, if you don't know how to genetically engineer a fruit, then you wouldn't know why somebody would want to do that. But since you know that poisoning the soil and poisoning the food takes the nutrients out of it, and we know that nutrients cause chemical chain reactions in the body that actually restore health naturally, then now you know why they're genetically engineering food, so that we can't heal ourselves from the earth, and we will become inevitably dependent upon vaccines and other nanotechno biological forms of medication that would constantly enrich big pharma and these satanic weird elites, and we would never be able to be healed naturally by nature the way the creator intended. So it's not just knowing how to do something that ends or solves the problem. That's just the beginning. When you know how to do something and you say, well, damn, that's bad, why would somebody do that? Then that kind of gives you the intent. If you're doing something that you know is completely wrong on such a large scale, 9 times out of 10, you're not a decent human being. So when we're talking about symbolism, right, and these Masonic pedophile demons, okay, who are using symbolism not only to flaunt in your face that they're pieces of sugar honey iced tea, but to flaunt in your face that they're pedophiles and they're looking at your children, now we know the science behind it. And so what they're doing is they're emitting their intentions into your subconscious mind and projecting their intention for you into your subconscious mind, so that way as you grow, you start to conform to their module of society. And so when we look at the world today, we see so many things that are not acceptable and have never been accepted throughout anywhere in history except for places these people have lived, now being somewhat kind of normalized, and people don't understand why it seems normal. Why does it seem normal for older people to be dating people that's way younger than them? And I'm not talking about you 25 and your girlfriend 21. I'm talking about you 40 and your girlfriend 18. Why is that normal? Why is that normal? Why is that normal? Because it's been being seeded to you since you were a kid. Why is violence just normal? Why is it normal? Because you've been watching horror movies your whole damn life. Why is police brutality normal? Because every black people movie you see is either somebody gangbanging, selling drugs, or getting brutalized by the police. So what they've been doing is they've been showing you images of the way they want the world to go. And they've been showing it to you so much that way when they flip the world that way, it'll seem normal to you because you've already been being desensitized to it. So when it comes to symbols and symbolism, you have to understand symbolism, to give you a great metaphor, is the artwork form of sign language. That's what it is. So you have verbal communication, symbolic sign language communication, then you got straight symbols, imagery, signs. Those are like the main three forms of communication. After that, we have to go straight telepathic. Straight like that. And they don't want you going telepathic. That's what they got cell phones for. And if you evolve outside of that level of enslavement, they have psychotronic weapons. Psychotronic weapons are psychological electromagnetic weapons that actually emit thoughts and emotions into your head and make you think and feel things that you're not organically generating within your own being. So I did a whole nother video on that. Go watch it. I think it's called Psychotronic Warfare and something. I don't know. But go look it up. And so that being said, this video right here, family, is to let you know. Read, research, not just what symbols mean now, but what they mean then. Or what they meant then. Because there's a lot of symbols that are going to be misconstrued as we awaken back into our consciousness on this planet. For example, the swastika, okay? And I hate to break it to all you white supremacists out there, but the swastika is a Egyptian and Ethiopian symbol for the zodiac. And the 90-degree turns on the four lateral and longitude lines are just showing you the direction that the solar system is spinning. Anybody on here right now, I got books, but you don't even have to have a book. You can go on Google right now and go type in swastika symbol in Ethiopia, swastika symbol on the pyramids. There was swastikas on the pyramids, there was flower of lights on the pyramids and in Ethiopia on buildings and other artifacts. And what's happening is you have a people who don't have a culture, who don't have a land that they're from, and they come amongst other cultures, specifically advanced black cultures, and they steal the symbols and the templates that represented nature and astrology and spirituality, and they demonized it and perverted it to mean their own sick, weird things. And so this is why when you see people like me who subscribe to ancient Egypt, I have to always argue with people about how I'm not Illuminati and things like that, because you have weird non-black Satanists and occultic practitioners who took the symbols of my ancestors and perverted them for their own Luciferian doctrinal purposes. And you have weirdos like white supremacists who take astrological symbols like swastikas, like zodiac signs, give them Germanic names like swastikas, and then you start to use my ancestors' creation as a symbol of hate against my ancestors in your favor, and it's not even your symbol, it's ours. So my thing is, understanding the science of how something works in conjunction with the history of where that something that's working came from gives you a complete analysis of not only how it's being used against you, but how it's being incorrectly used from its original purposes of manifestation. So outside of all of the pedophile symbols and the pizza and all of that weird stuff like that, a lot of these symbols that occultic white supremacists and Satanists use are not their original symbols. They're taking symbols from holy black civilizations and demonizing them and using them against black people. So when we say this is a spiritual war, yes, it's a spiritual war. And whoever controls the mind controls the spirit, because the spirit expresses itself through the mind. So if I can pervert your mind, I can pervert your spirit. And so I'm going to end this video right here, family. Be very careful and be very cautious of not just the symbols you allow into your home, that you place on your body, that you allow into your consciousness, but be very aware of the present intent of those symbols and the user who is projecting those symbols onto you.